How to manage a construction project in the final stretch. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about some key things that need to be at the top of mind when you're finishing a project and really wanting to finish it strong. So I'll give you some tips, also talk to you about some risks. These are really fun videos for me because having the right perspective is just so awesome and so key. I think you're going to enjoy it. So if you're into that, stay with us. All right, everybody, look what I got. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. We're gonna head right on over here. So let me just give you an overview. We've done a little series on how to manage a construction project at different phases. You're gonna hit your 0-point milestone. I stole this from Hensel Phelps, by the way. You want to prepare to start strong, right? When you hit your 1/3 point, hopefully that milestone is set somewhere around the completion of your foundations and your superstructure, right? Up to your 2/3 point, this is typically where I want to see the exterior and interior progress along and us to get to permanent power and air on and to some other critical milestones, but basically get the systems infrastructure up, get the exterior on, get the interiors going really, really well. And then when you're at your 3/3 point or you're at the end, this is all about finishing strong, baby. And let me tell you, when I ran projects, and I'm not faking it, like I did these things. You can check out the Lean Superintendent YouTube channel. I literally, with the team, mapped out, I'm not taking credit, it was a team effort, just so you know. But the last couple of months, I would create calendars. We called this the yellow brick road. Every month, we would have a 30-day calendar and we would talk about the critical things that had to happen for us to close out. I would laminate these. Like I said, you can go back and check out the footage and see if I'm faking you. I'm not faking you. And laminate them and put them on the tables everywhere and hand them to everybody. This is our path to finish month by month. It was really about gliding into the end because we're not stacking everything in the last 2 months, right? That's just utterly stupid. This is the phase that I want to talk about right now. And this is probably my favorite because I love MEP, I love commissioning, I love testing. Let me actually go to item number 3. There's a neat software, whether you're using Intact or you're using a CPM planning tool or you're using Smartsheet or you're using TouchPlan or whatever it is you're using, I don't really mind. I'm just going to use an example from vPlanner. So when we got to this phase, I would usually default to vPlanner and say, okay, so, and you can put stickies in here and be like, okay, I want substantial completion. That means that we have to have all final sign-offs done. That means that we have to have our preliminary balance report. That means we have to have our life safety sign-offs done. And I would just work it back in a sequence in a neat pull plan. You can do this on Miro. You can do it wherever you want. But what I would do is look at it kind of in a pull plan method all the way to the finish. This is when my substantial completion was. I would have a buffer in here. Don't do it without a buffer, and I would just work it back. And there were 2 things that I would track. Let me just go ahead and do this. I'll use red for testing. There was always this testing path of, you know, I've got to have the engineers and the city sign off on all of my systems and make sure that any of my critical testing and inspections were complete. So I'm talking elevators, I'm talking life safety, I'm talking fire alarm, I'm talking fire sprinkler systems, I'm talking ADA, I'm talking emergency access egress, mainly egress. So there was this testing path that I wanted to make sure was 100% mapped out. Now, when you map this out, already know you're 6 weeks behind. Everybody used to say to me as a superintendent, hey, Jay Money, why are we starting? It's not time. I'm like, hey, stuff's gonna go wrong in here. We need to start now. Start, whether it's green tag, green card, however your city does the inspections, but start getting the inspection forms, understand the requirements, understand the sequence, like I said, of your testing and inspections. Make sure you have your elevator, your life safety, your fire sprinkler, your fire alarm, ADA, and your access right. Everything mapped out in these sequences, and that you're working through those one by one at the end. That's crucial. The other thing is commissioning. I love talking about commissioning because really, watch my hands here. You've got utilities coming into your entry rooms up to your air handlers. You've got power and communications going up to your air handlers. You've got domestic water, heating, hot water piping, chilled water piping going up to your air handlers, and your control systems that are going to go through your electrical rooms, through your comm rooms, and through your chases to all come together at the air handlers, right? And that's going to enable you to put those in hand and blow hot or cold air through the building with the exhaust system, okay? So that's one path. Then you have permanent power that's got to power those things, which is crucial. And then the third thing is you're going to have equipment on every floor, and you're going to have have to have your point-to-point done on every floor. All three of those things need to come together to a critical milestone for you to start your commissioning. And so you'll have the path up to the air handlers themselves. You'll have your electrical and comm coming up, and you'll have your commissioning on every floor. They have to converge to allow you to do your pre-functional checklist, your hooking up of the dry side, wet side power communications, your point-to-point, your test and balance, your integration with the fire alarm, your functional performance testing, and your overall commissioning, and then your flush, so that you can get over here to this end milestone. So my point is, you've got two critical paths, and I usually say the project superintendent's got to be wise about both of these to bring everything together. So make sure that when you're running this phase, you're focused on testing, commissioning, and you're tracking that to the end, because typically for substantial completion, it's your test and balance report, punch list, all of your inspection cards signed off, your elevators complete, your fire alarm testing complete, your fire sprinklers fully in, ADA inspections, your egress inspection, meaning confirming that you have proper egress throughout the building, that you can escape the building, and that a punch list is done by the architect, the building is substantially complete, and that all submitted paperwork is ready to go and deficiencies are reconciled. That's what it's going to take to get to substantial completion, so track that. One of the things when you're in the end here, you don't want to be left at the end here, metaphorically, with your pants down, not having material. I usually say to the project engineers, do a complete audit of everything in the plans. Make sure that every last bit of material is here. I don't want to see one mullion cap. I don't want to see one pane of glass. I don't want to see this showcase metal panel in the lobby. I don't want anything missing. Do a material audit to make sure that everything's coming before we finish. The other thing for the project engineers is, you'll say, we're going to start closeout, but you're like, Jason, why would we start closeout? We're not ready. If you don't start closeout here, if you don't start actually transmitting certain things that's on your submittal log, if you don't actually collect the attic stock, if you don't actually reconcile change orders, if you don't start here, you're going to have a nightmare here and you're not going to see your families. So start closeout sooner. Bottom line, testing and commissioning, you're already 6 weeks behind. For closeout, you're already 6 weeks behind. Just automatically know you're not starting these things soon enough. Now I want to close out by saying, in addition to the interiors and exterior of the building, you're going to want to design an exit. So if this is your building, looking at it from a plan view, you're going to have to design, it's not just one big site, you're going to have to design zones for your exterior that literally accommodate the hoist coming down, right? That accommodate the material access. So maybe you do this zone first and then this is your exit zone, right? You're going to come up with a path for your exteriors and your logistics to release the site work so that you can exit properly in the right sequence. This is an art form. I'm going to do some videos on this, but this has to be well orchestrated. Last two things, close down areas. I'm not talking about the typical close down areas and lock them. The, hey, we're going to close down areas and lock them never works. But closing down areas by finishing them, cleaning them, and actually shutting the doors and focusing your crews on active work is a thing. And so I would say the one thing that I'm wasteful about on construction projects, because over processing is a waste and lean, is I'll pay for 2 or 3 final cleans. Because it's just like when you were in high school and somebody would 15 minutes before class is done ruffle their backpack and pack things away and make noise, and then that triggered everybody to just get ready to pack up the class, and the teacher's like, we got 15 minutes, right? It's because there's a mental cue, we're done and we're out of here. Cleanliness is the mental cue, we're done, we're out of here. Let's move these spaces. Now, will you have balancing people going back in? Yes. Will you have punch lists going back in? Yes. Can we do another quick pass for just a couple $1,000s? Yes. Do it. Start cleaning people out of the building and shutting down areas. This is my favorite part of the job. It shouldn't be. I don't know why I love this stuff, but if you've built the job right, finished as you go, done quality along the way, you should have a pretty great experience. I'm going to turn this into a visual and a blog post. I hope you love this content. On we go.